Time now for the News Extra program brought to you by Gehring Civic Center. Here's Kevin Moore.
Thank you, Dennis, and good morning, everyone. And our guest today is Mary Winn, and no, she's not going to talk about stuff from the Gehring School Board. We're going to talk about stuff with the Theater West Garden Walk. You may not know that Mary, along with Gretchen Peters, are the co-chairs for the Theater West Garden Walk. How many years have we done Theater West Garden Walk? Do you have any idea?
I know exactly. This is the 19th annual.
Wow, 19th annual Theater West Garden Walk. And before we get into it, kind of describe what the whole thing is all about.
The Garden Walk is first of all, it is a fundraiser for Theater West. It is one of two major fundraisers that we have. The other one is the Broadway and the Bluffs Chocolate Fest that we have in February. And this is our summer event. I believe those who started the event actually got the idea from a garden walk that is held in Fort Collins. So basically it is a self-directed tour, getting a ticket containing a map ahead of time and allows the garden walkers to decide where they want to start and the route that they want to take. And some of our homes really are clustered fairly close together. So they might want to begin either in Gehring and then go to the Scottsbluff sites or the other way around.
Yeah, and sometimes there's sites even outside the community. For example, like I said, we were talking earlier off the air, the Burfords were on the garden walk when our home was on it. And so sometimes it's even outside the area. Okay, so we have about 7 different homes this year?
Yes, we do. We actually have 6 homes and 1 church. Do you want me to list them or tell a little bit about them?
Well, yeah, let's, I guess first of all, let's tell people how you can get tickets for this.
Tickets can be purchased at the 4 garden centers in Scottsbluff, Gehring, TLC, Village Garden Center, ABC Nursery, Gehring Garden Center. They're also available at the Emporium and Eric Bath Clothier. Anyone who goes to the Theater West production tonight or tomorrow night, they will be on sale there as well.
All right.
They'll also be on sale the day of the walk at the garden sites. However, the cost will be $3 more.
All right, so $12 usually in advance, $15 the day of the garden walk, which is this Saturday, by the way, 8 o'clock to 1 p.m.
That's right.
So Saturday morning, you get to do it, and yeah, let's kind of start the tour of where we're going to go this Saturday.
The first place in Scottsbluff is Westway Christian Church, 1701 West 27th Street. This yard is a very unique courtyard, and they call it the Memorial Garden, and it's actually dedicated to those who have served our country. Eric and Kathy Bath, 2517 2nd Avenue, have a small yard but very compact and beautiful with a formal living space in the backyard. Gary and Lori Elkire, 1906 6th Avenue, have blended their artistic skills and painting with very colorful landscaping and varied seating areas in the backyard. We're very grateful that Stan and Gail Hawes, 602 East 35th, took the place of the Pathway Garden, which we were afraid would be just a little bit too dangerous. Yeah. They have a pond and waterfall, which they built themselves, an iris garden with 250 identified varieties, and a huge garden. The garden sites are Linda Meininger and Paul Reed, 3404 Deerhaven Drive. It is a huge landscape that is relatively new, and it actually began as hardscaping. They have some multi-level planting beds on the sides of their outdoor kitchen, as well as some other unique landscaping.
And they have a riverside home that is still elevated enough, so
That's
it's
right.
not a problem.
It isn't actually next to the main part of the river, but the river is kind of encroaching on their area, but they're going to be fine. Rod and Netta Green live on the Monument Shadows Golf Course. Their address is 2300 Saddle Drive. They have 2 landscaping areas. One is between their house and the mother-in-law house, and this courtyard features all white perennials and bushes. And then the back of the house has waterfall, pond, and all different types of plants. Gene and Karen Koenig, this is a place you might be familiar with, and people are usually amazed at the size of his garden. It's 10,000 square feet, but last night the people on the pre-tour were equally amazed at the size of his backyard and everything that was back there. Some of the biggest plants you have ever seen. And Gene created the waterfall and massive stone structure by himself.
Yeah, so that's really a wonderful tour this year. I mean,
I think so.
There's some great folks on this tour that have done some wonderful jobs with their yards. We'll talk more about this right after this 30-second timeout.
With large spacious rooms,
Did I talk too much?
No, you're doing great. We might talk about how the yards are selected.
Call West Nebraska's premier multifunction facility for your next business.
I'm glad that Gretchen's husband is an attorney so that we aren't arrested for trespassing.
Well, I know they...
This is how satisfied should feel.
All right, we are back on News Extra. We're talking about the Theater West Garden Walk coming up this Saturday, 8 o'clock to 1 p.m. here in the community in Scotts Bluff and Gering. Mary Winn is here. And we've got, like we said, 7 homes that are going to be featured this year on the Garden Walk throughout Scotts Bluff and Gering. How do you select the homes?
We use a variety of methods to learn about beautiful landscapes in the area. We keep track of yards that are selected for Golden Spade Award, so we have a folder of those. And then we do a lot of what we call drive-bys. We just drive all through Scotts Bluff and Gering, and I probably shouldn't confess this, but oftentimes it's during the week and people are working, so we go through the alleys. If there isn't a dog there, we go in through backyards. So, I mean, we really try to check out the landscape. And we also take suggestions either from people on the garden walk or individuals who know that we're always on the search. So we usually have the home selected by late fall of the previous year.
Yeah.
And then start making contacts with the gardeners.
Yeah. And then some of these folks put a little extra into it the year they're selected. I know we kind of put a little bit. I don't know, we spent $300 or $500 on it, something like that.
They do, you know, even though we say your yard is beautiful as it is, there is something about being selected for Garden Walk that really brings out the need for perfection.
Yeah.
So they do put a lot of work into it. I'll back up a little bit. One thing that we try to do when selecting yards is aim for diversity. We want to have big yards, little yards, very formal yards, others that are maybe a little bit more chaotic as far as just letting grow what grows. So people who were on the pre-tour last night mentioned that over and over again, that they really enjoyed the diversity.
All right, we're out of time. Once again, 8 o'clock to 1 p.m. on Saturday, the Theater West Garden Walk. You can get your tickets $12 in advance, $15 on the tour day. Believe me, it'd be worth your while on Saturday. Thank you, Mary. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, back to you, Dan.
On TLC with the weather we